Tapped in with us today is a woman who I'm just going to say, and I'm shooting right off the hip,
No doubt.
beyond inspiring story. At a very young age, was basically left to fend for herself, survived a double explosion. One of the most horrible domestic violence stories that you could hear. Drug addiction as well. But even through all that, instead of letting all that break her, she used it to build something more powerful. Now she's creating shows that explore healing through the art of tattoos, stepping into film production, and working alongside organizations and charities to help others. She's now in the works with film directors to actually have her life story go into the big screen.
That's huge.
We're honored to welcome the resilient and inspiring Brandie Philipps.
Welcome, Brandie. Come on in.
I apologize if I stumbled there,
Nah.
but
No,
it's
you're
just
good.
I was trying to really make it more of like this is just coming right off.
Right. No, you did amazing.
No, that was awesome.
Thank you
dude.
for the intro. That's great.
That's your story. Again, as I dove deeper and deeper, I'm like, my story don't come anywhere near. I'm done talking about me.
Yeah, and we always talk about that. But hey, we were talking before we started recording that you came all the way from Simi Valley, right?
I did.
That's
yes.
a ways because we're in Pomona, and we say that all the time. We're downtown Pomona, and that was quite a drive, right? How long did it take you to get here?
Close to 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. I don't miss Burbank and that drive anymore, dude.
No,
You know?
we used to drive to
drive to
Burbank.
Burbank all the time. What a trip,
Sucked.
dude.
I'm originally from the San Fernando Valley, born and raised.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's something you're kind of used to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, that's cool.
So
I mean,
that's why you stay out there.
Yeah, well, my sister-in-law's out there, so I stay
Oh,
out
cool.
there to
Okay.
help her out, and it's just peaceful. you
Okay.
know?
it's peaceful.
It is. You go over that hill and you come down, and it's just like
Chaos.
quiet.
Oh, over there. Okay.
But then
yeah,
when
I
you
get
go back over to the SFV, you're just like,
It's crazy.
it's just nuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up? You grew up in all in San Fernando Valley area, so you're really
most
familiar.
of my
with
life
that
in
spot.
Woodland Hills, Calabasas. Went to El Camino High School. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I
Okay.
did.
Yeah, you are out there. No
By the-
doubt.
by the Kardashians.
Oh, I know.
Wow, look at you.
Calabasas, huh? That's
Yeah.
fancy.
So,
Was it a good school, huh?
But you actually were growing up. Well, you lived in NorCal for some.
I
some
did
time.
for a few years, and that's where my whole life took
Turned.
the biggest turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
And what city in
That's Red Bluff, California.
Red Bluff? Okay.
So it's about an hour and 45 above Sacramento, right by Chico. So
okay,
we're
right by
next
Chico.
to Chico.
See, I have family that lived in Oroville.
Orville. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're just
and
past
Marysville.
just past that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of like again when I was hearing your story, I was like, okay, Red Bluff. I kind of remember
Yeah.
that area because,
Yeah.
like I said, I have family in Oroville or had family in Oroville.
Yeah.
Not a lot going on over there.
No, all country.
All country.
Yeah, like pretty quiet. That's probably why you like going to Simi Valley when it's, just get away from
Yeah,
everything.
my dad always
It's quiet.
said. Yeah, he always said I was a country girl trapped in a city girl's life. So,
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are your
Yeah.
parents still around?
no,
No?
No.
no,
Okay.
both of them have passed. So.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear
My
that.
mom passed away when I was 14. Just short, I was in the hospital from my accident for almost 3 months, and she was fighting breast cancer at another hospital. So we were both in the hospital at the same time. And she came home on hospice, and I got out a week early, and she died within that week. Yeah.
My gosh.
So for
Wow.
3 months, I saw her one time, other than when they wheeled me into the into surgery.
Oh, wow.
I saw her standing above me, and then after that, it was one other time.
That was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
That's
That is
right.
tough. That's the way it
And
was dealt, though. huh?
she died of cancer, you said?
Cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah.
What breast
Breast
cancer?
cancer,
Sorry.
yeah.
A week prior before you getting out of the hospital.
No, I got out, and
Oh.
she died within that week. Yeah. So I only had a few days with her.
Did she have a long fight?
Almost 2 years.
Ah, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. That's the worst.
Yeah.
The absolute worst. My dad had a 2-year fight too with cancer.
Yeah.
My father-in-law is having a fight right now, liver cancer.
Yeah.
It's been over 2.5 years.
That's
it's
hard.
so hard.
It is. Yeah.
So hard to see your family, your loved ones like that.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
My dad died of lung cancer.
Oh my God, more cancer.
Yeah, it was unexpected too. We were actually getting ready to take a father-daughter trip to Sturgis, and first time for him ever going, and it's for me too. So it was a trip, and he was really sick, and they kept thinking that he had pneumonia, and so they kept pumping him full of antibiotics, and it kept going. Then they thought he had valley fever, and then he was on an oxygen tank. I mean, he went downhill within like 2 weeks, and I finally showed up at the house. I'm like, get your shit, let's go. We're going back to the emergency room. And so when we went back, I told them, I said, I don't care what you got to do.
Yeah.
Figure this out.
Yeah.
Something's not right. So they put him in for a lung biopsy and came back with stage 3 lung cancer. And they said, we're going to start treatment. And this is what we're going to do. And then that evening I was in the room with my dad. It was just me and him. And we were sitting there talking about what we were going to do, the plans. And the doctor came in and said, unfortunately, it's stage 4. You'd be lucky if you lived through till tomorrow. And he died at 2:00 the next day.
No way.
It was that fast. Yeah.
That's so fast and sudden.
Is it so because it wasn't cut?
It wasn't.
Because wow.
No.
And he didn't. Totally blindsided himself, though, right?
How long has he been gone now?
August 9th, 2010, he died. 8, 9, 10.
8, 9, 10.
8, 9,
Yeah.
10.
Wow, my dad was 1/11/11.
My birthday is 1/11.
1/11/11. Oh, wow, yeah. 1/11/11.
And my birth year equals 1978 equals 11.
That's
Like, it's all
crazy.
ones,
It's all ones, right? A lot of data going on right there. Ones and zeros. 111?
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'm so sorry. Cancer's tough.
The crazy thing is about it is my mom died on the 9th too. So my mom died November 9th and my dad died August 9th. They both died on the same day. And they say that when they die on the same day like that they're together in heaven.
That
No
is-
way.
So, yeah.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either, but I like it.
Yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
might start saying that more often. No doubt. I'm
So
sorry to
it's
hear
crazy.
that.
It's okay. It's life, you know?
Yeah, no doubt,
So
for sure.
Growing up, so you said you were originally from down here. So
Yeah.
what had you guys move up north?
My mom was adopted. She was born and raised in East LA.
Okay.
Or she was born in East LA and she was adopted out to a rich family. And it was a blacked out adoption. So my mom, most of our lives, kept moving, trying to, she would go to libraries, whatever she could do to try and figure out who her family was. And she did that till the day she died. And we moved quite a few times, but we always ended up back, in LA. And she just wanted to go up north. She wanted some country life and
Maybe a little peace.
Yeah, and we weren't up there, but a year or two, and she was diagnosed. She died in her mid-40s, so she was very young.
So
yeah.
young.
So young.
Yeah.
People say that at 40, it's a little old, but when you really think about life and the extension
we're in
of
our
it.
40s.
Yeah, no.
I feel young. I feel
Right?
younger
I'm
than
47, about to be 48.
I turned 48 this past weekend.
See what I mean? It's almost as if our generation figured out a way to not look
We age backwards.
Seriously.
I know.
because back then when we were younger, we look at 40-year-olds, we're like, oh my God, they look old.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom did. My dad did. They don't look anything like I do today.
That-
You
yeah.
know, it's a trip.
Yeah,
but it's Generation X. We the
Yeah.
shit.
Well, that's right. Let's go, Gen Xers.
I'm not Gen X.
Oh, you're a millennial. I keep forgetting. He's a little bit younger. You just,
Apparently, I'm millennial, so
Oh, well,
whatever.
Maybe on the border.
yeah. I think
We'll
I'm
let you
borderline.
ride. We'll let you ride.
All right, cool. As long
give
as
you
I
a
can
pass.
ride with you guys, I'm good.
That's right. Yeah, he's cool.
So for the most part, growing up, when you guys moved up north, for the most part, it was just normal upbringing.
Yeah. My dad was a truck driver. My brother was kind of my mom's thing. She wasn't really, she wasn't a bad mom, but I just wasn't on her radar. My brother was I don't know if it had to do with, being adopted or whatever. So I was 1,000,000% daddy's little girl. My dad's all over my arms everywhere. So I was always in the garage with him doing projects. I knew how to rebuild engines, rear ends.
He was into cars a lot, right?
He
Nice.
built old cars from the ground up, and we raced in the quarter mile.
That's
Yeah.
badass.
Wow.
So
That's
I know how to
badass.
paint, bodywork, old motors. I can do.
So if all else fails,
You have a backup plan.
come to
Yeah.
Right?
if it's an old car, I
Brandie's
can help
Auto
you out.
Shop.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's not a bad little business right there on the side, too. Considering you already have a lot going on, which you will definitely talk
Right.
about.
The only thing I'll never ever do again in my entire life is wet sand, because every time we got in trouble, wet sanding was our punishment.
I don't even know what wet sanding
What is wet sanding
When
is?
you paint, you got to smooth out all the bubbles and the rough stuff, and then you
okay.
go back over and shoot it again. It's constant.
Dude,
it's
we're-
like wax on,
She's
wax
making
off.
us look really bad right
Why didn't you know that, bro? I'm just kidding.
Well, here, let me tell you this. My first car was a 1967 GT Fastback Mustang. It was yellow with black
Wow,
racing stripes, 3-speed shifter in it. It broke the bolts on the seat in third gear. So yeah, that was my first car.
Was that from your dad?
How old
My
were
dad.
you though when you had that first car?
14.
14?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? Back in those times, you could drive a car around 14 or 15 years old.
And I'm sure
nobody's
in
a
Red
trip,
Bluff,
right?
anyone can be driving around.
I was driving at 7, but yeah, my parents would have us drive them home. They were drunk, so they would have us drive home. So yeah, we were the fun house.
Oh, for sure.
So everybody came over the house.
All my brothers, everyone had race trucks. I mean, everyone built. I mean, the hoods were off with the Edelbrock, carburetors.
Oh,
and
okay.
So
you come from a big family then, right?
Not a big family, just my brother and his friends. They all everyone, because nobody had that kind of stuff until we moved up there. And so my dad kind of inspired.
They were like, who the hell are these people? Let's go over there.
My dad had it so good with the cops up there. Like, they would let us go out to the old where the airport was, and there's a long strip, and they would let us race in the quarter mile as long as nobody was drunk or, nothing bad happened. They would come chill and watch, but my dad was able to just make it all happen, to let these kids have fun.
Yeah.
So
somewhere where it's safe.
Little action.
They can actually look over.
Yeah.
Rather than having them go into the streets, which there wasn't much else as far as like streets or
it's country up there.
Yeah. Hardcore.
It's all country. So
yeah. I know. In Oroville, I think there was only like one street. I'm sure there was more, but all I can remember was just one big street.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And Wally World.
And of course.
Yeah.
Wow. You got to have something to do.
It's a little bit
right?
bigger now.
I'm sure it is. I haven't been there in years.
Way more development these days, right?
Yeah, I was just up there recently.
So normal upbringing, but around, I would say 14,
I was 14,
is when things just
my mom they took a turn. My mom she was in remission, and then they found her cancer again, and then that same summer was my accident. So
what happened in the accident?
So the truck that my dad was building was a 1967 Chevy California Special step side. They only made 1,100 of them, so it was a
she knows her shit.
It was a badass truck. It had the gas tanks inside the cabs behind the seat that were known to explode on impact over 45 miles an hour. But GMC said they would rather deal with the recall than to the lawsuits than to recall all the vehicles, because it went into like the older models, and then it went into the Pintos, and like it was multiple models that had that faulty gas tank in it. So that truck, my dad had put it in the garage because he was transferring it from an automatic to a manual so he could race. And so he cut a big hole in the floorboard, and it was my parents' 25th wedding anniversary, August 15th. And we did a surprise party for my mom because she was dying, flew in, family everywhere. So that day was crazy. And that night before, my first love, who was my brother's best friend, and my brother went to a party in my parents' car, right? And they ended up getting drunk, and the cops, they got them, right? And it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. So they impounded my parents' car, but they took my brother and Mike to the public library to let them sleep it off.
Mike was
my first love that was
your
killed.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So they jumped those knuckleheads off at the library, and they're like, sleep it off, before you go home, because your parents are going to be mad, right?
Got lucky.
That is really cool. I mean, that part is cool.
So that morning, they had to take Mike's truck because my mom had treatment. They were dropping people off at the airport, and my mom had treatment at UC Davis, so they took Mike's truck. And so my brother took off to get my mom's car out of impound, and the only thing that was left at the house with Mike and I was the race truck. So he wanted to go get something to eat. We were going to go to a movie. And I knew, I begged him. I was like, we can't take that truck. Like, my dad's going to be mad. Like, we can't do that. And he's like, we're not going far. We'll be fine. It's this. And my girlfriend was at the house, and it's bucket seats in it, so you can't sit 3. And I was like, I knew it was a bad feeling. I was like, we can't do this. But I went with him because I know how he was, and he was gonna play with the truck. And so we left, and we were coming right back. We made like 2 stops, and then Red Bluff is like 2 streets, Main Street and Main Street. That's it. Like, that's not much to it.
Small town.
Right. So one of the main streets turns into Highway 99 that goes the back way to Chico State. Well, he lived right at the curve of where it turned in from Main Street to 99. There was a light right before that, and then a gas station right off to the right-hand side that had like a big area for them to pull off and rest, gravel area.
Yeah.
And during our drive across town, there was 2 guys that were attempted rape in a stolen vehicle, 2 young girls, and they were on the run. And they had set up a roadblock on I-5, but they had already gotten off in Red Bluff, and they knew to take the back way. And so they ended up right next to us at the light.
That's wild.
Yeah.
No
For them to end up
way.
right next to you
Right
guys.
next to us. And they were yelling and screaming. I mean, they were drunk.
And obviously you guys didn't even know.
No clue.
No clue why they were there or that they were on the run.
No. And the truck is loud, it's a race truck. So they're like, you want to race, blah, blah. And I kept telling Mike, just go. We were, excuse me. His street was like not even 45 seconds away from us, like not even a minute.
From where
where we were, the light was. Like
Yeah.
it was that close. You could see it. And so when we took off, excuse me, they were yelling and screaming, and they caught up to us and they rammed my door. Like
On your side?
on my side.
Oh, wow.
Just rammed it out of like
they
nowhere.
lost control maybe.
this
or
is in
they
the
were
race.
just
Oh, no.
stupid.
Oh, deliberately?
They rammed my door, and at that time I didn't have my seatbelt on. So I flew onto the floorboard. And as
damn.
all of that was happening, they lost control of their car. And when they lost control, the rear end of their car clipped the rear end of our truck and set us in a sideways slide. Well, when we took off to get away from them, we punched it and we were taking off. And they said from the skid marks, they said we were doing like 84 miles an hour. Well, during all of that, a diesel truck with a Caterpillar on the back of it was coming out of the resting area, going across our 2 lanes. There was 2 lanes, center divider, 2 lanes. He was going across our 2 lanes, center divider, going the opposite direction. When he saw us coming and what was happening, he bailed from the diesel truck and just left it.
So he left it in the middle of the
He
road?
left it in the road. He saw us coming. We were coming right for the tank. So he bailed, which anybody would, to save yourself. What are you going to do at that point? So when he did, that put the diesel tank directly in our path. So when we hit at 84 miles an hour. We hit directly into the diesel tank where he had just filled up completely. That exploded, and the inside of our truck exploded because when we hit so hard, the truck bent in a C shape. The bed of the truck came off and flew over 500 feet. That's how bad the impact was. And people could see the fireball from over 10 miles away. Like, it was huge.
No.
It was
From my understanding, it was almost like a double explosion.
It was at this.
Was
it was a double explosion.
Was that because the truck had the tank still?
Inside the gas tank?
Right.
It was known to explode on impact over 45 miles an hour.
Right. So then you have a double explosion there.
They both exploded at the same time.
And where are you at this time?
On the floorboard.
You're
still
inside
in
the
the
car.
I'm in the car. Yeah, I'm in the
So
car.
There's an explosion, double explosion with the gas, that big old truck with carrying all that diesel.
Diesel fuel.
Yeah.
And
It
you're
explodes
on the
and you're
floorboard.
in there.
Yeah, I'm at his feet. I'm like in the middle where my dad had cut that hole. And when we hit so hard, that hole opened up, and somehow I sunk in that hole.
Oh my God.
But I
Like
was
it was
at.
almost meant to be there. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
weird coincidence.
Well, the crazy part is that. So I'm at his feet, and we hit so hard, the steering wheel came off, and the steering column went through his chest, and it killed him instantly. But I was at his feet. He was mangled, like literally mangled, and I'm at his feet. But somehow I didn't have a single broken bone. Not one.
Not one?
Not one.
And what about the burns and stuff?
Only 33%.
Only, but that's
That's still a lot.
It's
Right?
very,
But-
not for being in the middle of a
Right.
double explosion.
no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
It's almost as if I'm not trying to get spiritual or anything, but it's almost like if God was really looking
Like
after
an intervention? I mean, right there, without even knowing or
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
you. It's unfortunate that, the circumstances of what happened that transpired, but for you to you're here.
They spent 9 months in investigation trying to figure out how I survived that accident. They pronounced us both dead at the scene. The only reason I'm here today is there was 2 volunteer firefighters that worked for the construction company. They ran through because they saw Mike's body because he was sitting up, and they were trying to save it as much as they could. I popped up And he just was like, whoa, and grabbed me and pulled me through the windshield. Well, when he pulled me out, they took me to the side, and it's all gravel, and the fire department had been there, but the ambulance wasn't there yet. So they laid me down on one of those red boards.
Mm-hmm.
And as they were strapping me, they had one strap on and they were trying to strap the other one. I broke the strap. My adrenaline was pumping so fast. I broke the strap. I got up and I ran back through the fire
to try to save your boyfriend.
I was screaming for him, and I got away from the guy that had pulled me out, and I ran back into the fire and was trying to climb through the truck.
Oh my!
And there's rings of fire, like diesel and gas oil has spilled everywhere.
The crazy part is the fact that even with this double explosion, that they still managed to get in there and take you out.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were still able to see Mike.
Yeah.
They saw his, his upper body and everything.
Yeah.
That's
how it all. Yeah. I mean, if I could have seen it, from that view.
There's no way of explaining that.
No, it's not.
Way. Yeah.
It's insane. But
And you were how old at this time?
14.
14 years old.
14 years old.
Wow.
No, yeah.
And Mike was same age?
He was 17.
Turned 17. Turned 17?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's intense. And how do you still have thoughts of it, of like that happening, the collision, the entire ordeal, as far as, obviously it's traumatic, you know what I mean? So do you still, does it ever roll in your head? Like,
Yeah, it's every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
I suffer from survivor's guilt, which is
like, I should have been with Mike.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because, I was right at his feet.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did I not have any broken bones and only burned, so little compared to what he, was going on with him right next to me? And why did he die and I didn't? Like it's hard to live with that every day, knowing
imagine.
that I literally was at his legs and, I survived.
Yeah.
So for years, it was really hard for me. Like anytime I would go out or something, I would be happy about something or, any of that, I would go back into this, like, I don't deserve to be here. He should be here. Like it was a massive battle for me for years. For
a long time.
It still bothers me.
That's such a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Though.
I mean, how could you not, right, live with something like that and not think about something like that? Just because you're a conscious person and most, people that have a good conscience usually start to think about those traumatizing events. There's a lot of traumatizing things that I've had, of course, in my life too, but you don't stop thinking about those particular instances, like that exact moment in time where you guys, especially at 14 years old, you start to remember so much more as a teenager in those years as prior to that, like how much do you remember when you were 8? Probably not as much as you do remember when you were 14. And especially something as crazy as that, like that's insane.
The nightmares were real for a very long time.
Sure.
And then there was
PTSD as well.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of time where I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror.
Really?
Because my burns, every time I'd look at him, every day I was reminded that he died.
By the burns.
May I ask, what happened with the other guys?
One wasn't even charged on our account. He was charged for the attempt to rape on crazy enough, a girl age 14 with the same name as me, Brandie.
No way.
Yeah. How weird is that?
Wow.
So he wasn't even charged on our account. And then the one guy that he got 2nd-degree aggravated manslaughter, was sentenced to 7 years, 10 months, served 3 years, 7 months.
That's it?
Yeah.
That was the truck driver.
No.
These were the guys that were harassing you guys that were already on the run anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones that caused the accident. Yeah.
What about the truck driver?
There's no reason to charge
Nothing to him?
No.
He just bailed.
He didn't do anything wrong. He was,
he was just trying to avoid not getting. He didn't want to get killed.
Huh?
Yeah.
My gosh. Yeah. I mean, he's got to at that point protect himself too.
I just cannot understand our judicial system or justice system here in California on how they allowed
somebody like
these
that
two guys
to
get off that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean. Well, let's talk about a little bit when you were in the hospital and like the struggle to come back, from something like that. You're 33, percent of your body, or 30% of your body is, now it's burned, and you're and mentally you're dealing with that at a teenager.
And you're in a coma, correct?
I was for the first month, yeah.
Your journey through the hospital.
Yeah.
Tell us how that worked out, and coming back out of something so, crazy, like traumatic, the traumatizing double explosion
at 14.
At 14, your 17-year-old boyfriend, right?
First love,
sorry, has passed.
Yeah.
Now, give us a little bit into your journey in coming through the hospital and getting back to some strength.
Well, I spent pretty much the entire time up until about the last 2 weeks of my stay in a glass box.
Why?
So in the center of the what do you call that? The facility, there was a ginormous glass box, and that glass box is for, severe, because it was diesel and gasoline. So it's to stop infection. Like, I was probably the most burned, I was the most critical case in there. So I spent all that time in there. I couldn't have flowers. People couldn't come in. You had to be dressed, you had to be sanitized before you could come in the room. So it was pretty crazy.
It's almost like if you were COVID, but
yeah,
it's just
way out worse.
But worse, yeah.
Yeah. I had a morphine button strapped to my hand, but they put me in an induced coma because every time I would wake up, I would ask about him, and my heart rate would go up, and the machines would go crazy, and I was going into shock. And so they put me in an induced coma for almost a month.
A month?
A month, yeah.
I
would heal. So I didn't move.
To relax.
None of that, yeah. Did you experience any pain during that? Obviously, but did you know that, or because your adrenaline's so high still? And
well, when they woke me up, I felt it, but it was going through the healing process at that time. So it was a lot of pain, but itching and hurting, and I woke up not even understanding what was happening. I just remember being wheeled into the back of the ambulance, and then from the ambulance I went to the hospital. From there they were pouring solution on me, and they were trying to figure out where they were going to fly me to, because there's no burn places up in that area. They weren't even equipped to handle me.
In Red Bluff.
Where in your body were you burnt?
Both my arms, my back, and the whole side of my leg. So
okay.
So they're pouring solution on me, and they had to fly me in an airplane. So they helicoptered me all the way from Red Bluff to Redding, put me in a cargo plane, which was the most excruciating ride of my entire life. The air conditioning was on, and I was still burning. My skin was still burning. It burns for hours and hours and hours. That's why they were pouring solution. But they didn't have a nurse on the plane with me to pour solution. So the entire 45-minute plane ride to UC Berkeley, I was burning it didn't matter what kind of medication they had me on. I was screamed bloody murder for 45 minutes. And I hear my aunt in the front of the plane, just how she was crying, and she's like, we're almost there.
I'm surprised you didn't pass out from all
I
that
did.
excruciating. Oh, you did?
I kept coming and going. But that is the
that's
one
excruciating pain.
It's gotta be burning.
This arm right here was burned all the way to the bone. You could see the bones. It was that bad. They had to skin graft me from multiple areas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So how many surgeries, and do you think maybe even that to get to that point to have?
I was in surgery for 19 hours.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Any other complications coming from it other than, of course, the burns? Mental?
My ear was split in half. They had to fix all of that. My whole eye right here was hanging, so they had to fix that, the skin. Both my knees were ripped open from when he pulled me out over the dash. It's a metal dashboard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's literally just ripped my knees open. But other than that, no, I was the burns. So
mostly but the burns were the worst.
Yeah.
How long were you at Berkeley? UC Berkeley?
Almost 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
And then at some point in time while you were there, your mom also ended up hospitalized, right? Because
she was hospitalized the whole time. So only time I saw her was when they wheeled me into surgery. Her and my dad, I saw them as I was being wheeled in. They were standing above me. And then after that, the insurance, I guess, had got my parents a house because we live 6 hours away. So my mom was at treatment at UC Davis. She was hospitalized over there, and I was hospitalized at UC Berkeley. So my mom wasn't well enough to come and see me. She did come one other time, but the only time she was able to come was when they finally told me that Mike was dead. So her and my dad came with Mike's parents and brought me a photo album of the funeral to tell me that he had died.
You weren't even there for his funeral.
Of course not. She's
3 months.
Yeah, man.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
That must have killed you.
Yeah, the hardest part about it is that when they had the funeral, they first had a black casket. And then after that, they decided to switch it to an oak casket. And then they provided everybody with Sharpies. And 2 days before the accident, him and I went to get my parents, wedding anniversary gift. And we stopped at his grandma's, and she wanted to take a photo of us. So there was a photo of him and I, like, on his truck on the hood, together. And that was the last photo that we took together.
Oh my gosh.
And so they put that photo in the casket, and then everybody signed the casket, and my name was on there. I don't even know how many times, but everybody signed it for me. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a good memory in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I always try to look at like hindsight stuff, like silver linings.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's like the most worst case scenarios. And that's something that's like, well, at least there's a little bit of piece of me in there. I mean, there was a piece of you guys together all the time, but at least that little bit for the post, for afterlife.
So no, the last, real day that we spent together is in that box with him. So yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Did you get a chance to meet the guy who saved you, that pulled you out of that truck?
Yeah. You did. Yeah, and what did he tell you? What conversations did you guys have, man? What do you talk about at that time? I mean,
well, first of all, I was under the impression that it was somebody else.
you had mentioned that too before. Yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, no doubt.
So right after the accident, this family reaches out to me. When I get home, my mom had passed away. My dad had already left us, and it was right around the sentencing. And Mike's aunt had taken me. And this guy comes up to me, or this girl comes up and says, "My brother's the one that saved you." And I was like, I would love to meet him, and thank him. And she's like, "Yeah, you can come to our house," and, the whole thing. So I go over there, and everybody's there but him. And I'm like, well, why is he not here?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole reason why I came over here. And she's like, "Oh, well, the media, they blew it up so bad, said that, he hurt you even more." Like, it was just like this list of like reasonings, And so I was like, okay, like, what else am I going to say? And I was 14. I was like, I was so traumatized. I was just like, okay, now the guy doesn't want to meet me. Like, now I'm even more traumatized. Like, I just want to say thank you. And that was it. Just that they left. They never contacted me ever again. And they said he didn't want to be contacted. And so when I started my first reality show, Ink Therapy, they really wanted to do, like a reunion at the end of season 1. With him.
The guy that saved your life, saved you out of the burning fire.
Right. And I couldn't find him. And then so we were like, all right, let's try for season 2. Well, I put out a post looking for the guy that saved my life and, his name, the last name. And a girlfriend of mine, we both were bartenders. She's like, "Oh, I have a friend that has that same last name. Let me ask him if it's any relation." Sure enough, it was. And this is all happened in Red Bluff, and we're in, San Fernando Valley. And she's like, "Yeah, that's his uncle. He actually lives right here in Canoga Park, which is 2 miles from me."
What a strange connection.
This whole time, this guy's living 2 miles from me, right? And so I'm like, "Can you reach out to him and ask him if he would be willing to meet me after all these years, and so I can say thank you?" So she does, and he does, and he comes back and says, I remember that day, you know, it was really traumatic, and, you know, but my wife just died of cancer, and I'm really not up for that. Just tell her, you know, I wish her the best, and that was it.
So again, you couldn't have a meeting.
Denied, right? And so I asked him, I said, can I at least just write him a letter? Like, so give me somewhere, can I give it to you, this? And he said no. So I go and put a rant on Facebook, like just pissed off, right?
Yeah, I get it.
I do. Like you have no idea. Like, why would you not want somebody to say thank you to you? Like,
especially for something like that. I mean,
yeah. It's traumatic for you. It's traumatic for me, you know, and not being able to say thank you to the man that saved my life was pretty hard for me.
And to have some closure.
Right. And so Mike's mom, we never talked about the accident, her and I. She lost her son. I lost my first
Till
one.
this day?
We do now.
Now.
Okay.
So it's open now.
Yeah. But all
that took
those
a long
years.
time.
So his parents are still around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're still family.
Are they still up?
They're still up there.
In
yes.
Red Bluff?
In Red Bluff, yes.
Okay.
But we never talked about the accident.
No?
Ever. No. And she reaches out and she says, I don't think that's the guy that saved your life. She goes, I'm under the impression it was these two guys by this last name. And I was like, are you kidding me? She's like, well, let me look and make sure, but I'm pretty sure. She digs deeper. Sure enough, it is Mike and Howie Landero, two volunteer firefighters that lived up in Red Bluff.
And they're from
Red Bluff. And she's like, I'm sure you can find them on Facebook, you know, look up their names. And so I did. I couldn't find ones for them specifically, but I found the last name, right? And so I start messaging all the Landeros. And
investigative research. I like it. All right.
And so I finally get one to respond back to me. And he's like, oh, hey, yeah. He's like, we're family. He goes, I know his number is 530 something something, but the last four numbers, I'm not sure what they are, but I know these numbers are in it. He goes, but I don't know the order. He's like, it's been a long time. I'm like, okay, great. Now this is like a challenge. So I write down like multiple, you know, ways of it could be. And I dial the very first one. A woman answers the phone. And I said, this may sound weird. She goes, stop right there. She goes, I know exactly who you are.
Oh.
She already knew.
Yeah, his wife, Cheryl. And she's like, we've been waiting for you to call.
Oh, wow.
And yeah. And she was just like, oh my God, you have no idea. She sent me the newspaper clipping of the award that they got for saving my life. They both got an award for saving my life. I had no idea any of it, but there was proof of like that these men, you know, had saved my life. Yeah. And so
how can someone be such a fraud though beforehand? That other guy that tried to say that it saved your life but didn't do a jack shit. That's why he had a guilty conscience, because he didn't want to come and talk to you because he knew you didn't do anything, man.
Yeah. And eventually he'd get caught up.
Of course.
But why would you even try? Why would you even do that in the
beginning? So it was a big story in the media.
And then to lead you on.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it was huge.
It was a big,
it was huge. It was all over the news. It was everywhere. Oh,
wow.
It was the biggest accident to ever happen in Red Bluff.
So, like, you were top story for a minute.
And Mike he was the popular kid in school. You know, and his parents owned, you know, an optical company there, and his mom was a teacher. So they were very well known
in the community.
In the community,
yes.
Yeah. So everyone knew who Mike and my brother were. Like they were just, they were crazy. But so yeah,
he was a fraud the whole time. That would piss me off. So were you pissed? Or, I mean, I'm sure you were happy to find the two gentlemen that saved your life, the real guys, and not the fraud.
I was.
Right. And then to find out that these guys got awards for, you know, for saving your life.
Know the real story of that day, because they watched it happen. They literally, it happened right in front of them. So
thank God for them being there.
What was the conversation like with them?
Basically, Mike went in and was trying to save Mike's body, and Howie, his brother, who was trying to go through the windshield. Mike was on the side of the door trying to get that way, and Howie went towards where the windshield was, and that's where I popped up, and Howie pulled me out. So
again, the fact that they were still able to go in there from a double explosion.
It took a minute, because it spilled out. So it traveled, but and a lot of it went up in the air. So because of the pressure, so it just fireballed up.
Man, firefighters, man, they got, brass balls, man, balls of steel. They just go for it. They don't, they just react. And that's, it's tough being somebody, first responders. I have a lot of respect for first responders. Shout out first responders. Yeah. And shout out to those guys right there, and they just react. Yeah. And they put their lives on the line. And that seems like to me a scenario that they would have definitely been in, because that,
they didn't even think twice about it. Yeah. They just don't, and there's still volunteer firefighters today. They fight all those fires up there. They've been through all of it. Yeah.
To this day.
33 years later, there's still volunteer firefighters. Yeah.
When did that happen?
How old are they?
1992.
92? And how old are they now?
They were.
Sorry about that.
I think they were in their late 20s when that happened, when they pulled me out. So they're in their 50s. Yeah. Late
so
50s.
It's like, it's top of mind no matter what.
Yeah. Like, his brother, I got to meet his brother. I met both of them, obviously, but I did speak to Howie, and he was willing to meet me. So I did meet him and his wife, and he told me the story that day. And I only met him once. It was just a one-time deal. I think seeing me was too traumatic for him. But he did tell me everything that day. He said that watching me run back, scream for Mike, I was screaming bloody murder, and I ran back through the vehicle and tried to get in the vehicle to get him, and he said that broke his heart. But he had to run back in to get me, and when he pulled me back out the second time, he said I was just screaming for him. And when the ambulance finally came, they took me away, and when it was all over, he was standing there like, just at loss, like he just didn't know what to think. And when he looked down, my bloody handprints were on his shirt. And he said they were so little and so perfect because I guess I kept pushing him off of me, but he kept grabbing me. But he wasn't trying to hurt me because I was so burned on my arms, but I kept pushing him, so my handprints were on his shirt. And he said that he'll never forget.
Sure.
And to that day,
never forget something like that.
Yeah, to that day, that's what haunts him the most was my screams, watching me go back for him, and my bloody handprints on his shirt.
Brandie, do you have kids?
I do.
Yeah.
Grown adults.
Grown adults.
Grown adults.
Oh,
I have a
nice.
granddaughter too.
Oh, you have a granddaughter too? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Grandkids, good. That's awesome. Yeah. It's great when they're grown.
It is. It is. She calls me Gia.
Mine, not yet.
Oh. She don't get to call me grandma. That's
not
like
yet.
off limits.
Yeah. Not yet.
Wow.
Not at all. Not at all. Ever.
You're going to be open to those soon, right?
No. It is Gia forever. That's it.
Oh, man. That's
But her
cool.
name is Aaliyah, so it's Aaliyah and her Gia.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. It must affect them. And the reason why I ask is because they probably have kids too. And now they probably think about like your teenagers and stuff like that. How old are your well, you say your kids are older.
Yeah.
Right?
30 and 26.
Oh, so you got two?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And nothing ever traumatizing has probably happened to them like that, right? Have you guys ever talked about that time?
They've had some things in their life, but I think watching me with my suffering and pain and my drug addiction and everything that I went through because of what happened to me at such a young age, that was traumatizing to them.
You also went through a traumatic moment where you basically talked your dad out from suicide, right?
Yeah. I did.
How was that?
Well, I had been home from the hospital maybe 2 weeks, still bandaged up, still getting treatment. It was 2 days after my mom's funeral. And my dad, I walked in the room and he was drunk with a gun in his mouth.
No. You caught him in that moment.
In the moment, yeah. And I begged and pleaded him not to do it. And it's within seconds, I was able to get the gun from him and call, the neighbors had called 911 because they heard me screaming. I was screaming at him. Like,
could you imagine? She's only 14. She already went through a traumatic experience at 14.
3 months in the hospital, not to mention a 30-day coma induced.
And only 2 weeks out, and then has to deal with
dad.
Yeah.
And on top of that, your mom passing.
And then your mom passed.
And my brother was nowhere to be found. He was just gone. So
he just up and left?
He just was off in his own world. I mean, his mom died, his best friend died, his sister was almost killed, and his dad, is just buried in alcohol, and like non-existent to all of us. But the neighbor heard me screaming at my dad. He's an old man. He's the one that called my aunt when the accident happened. He sit in the garage with a police scanner, and he just listened to the stories all day long. His wife passed away, so he was always outside. He's a cool neighbor. But he heard it over the police scanner, and he called my aunt, and that's how close we were. And my parents were at the airport at that time, and they paged my mom over the intercom. And when my mom got to the phone, they said, your daughter and Mike have both been killed in an accident.
Oh, man.
5 minutes later, they paged my mom again to tell her your daughter's alive. She's being flown to UC Berkeley. Dang. So they met us at UC Berkeley.
That was the moment that you saw her for that time.
And the only time.
Yeah.
Right.
But when my dad had the gun, no, I saw her when they told me that Mike passed away. They came with his parents. That was the only other time. So in 3 months, I saw her twice. He always sat out, he sat outside. So when my dad did that, I lost it. I was screaming at him just in so much anger, because when I was at my mom's funeral, my mom and Mike are buried one headstone apart. And the reason for that is because an old woman gave up her plot for my mom so that she could be buried by Mike.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was nice of her.
It was nice of her to do
So
that.
In Red Bluff?
In Red Bluff, they're buried one headstone away from each other.
Do you go back?
I do.
Yeah. How often?
Oh, I didn't for a long time, but in the last couple of years, I've probably been there 4 or 5 times.
Is it hard?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
No.
But at first, I'm sure, right?
It was. Now I have so many amazing things to sit and talk to them about. So,
Right.
Is there ever a time where you go back to the scene?
I have twice in 33 years. That's
Twice.
it. Yeah.
That's really
It's too hard to see that.
Yeah, and both times it was to go to his mom's house. So other than that, 3 times. When I got out of the hospital, my brother took me over there to see it.
What kind of feeling do you get when you come in that particular area that it happened, and just knowing how much you cycled through it through your head? Like, is it like a chilling feeling, or is it like an anger or a disgust, or I don't know, like what type of feeling?
Sadness.
Just sadness?
Sadness, yeah.
Because
it's just...
I was stabbed and left for dead, which is my story, but that's a whole nother time, right? And I get like a chilling feeling when I go drive by only where it occurred. And I know it's kind of weird to ask that question. It's a weird question. I know. And a lot of people are like, what? Like, but I get this like weird chilling feeling, like and some people get angry or sad or whatever.
My survivor's guilt kicks in, it's the one thing. It's like, it doesn't matter. That's what I go to every single time. It's like, why him and not me? I was right there. I was at his feet. Like, I was so close to him that the burn on the side of my leg, it was a big, huge blister. It stuck out like 4 inches, and it was like this big, like just huge. And when the nurse that I had, that he literally would come in on his days off to be with me because he knew my situation with my parents, and he gave me a razor knife, and he told me to cut it off. He's like, "You ready?" And I'm like, "Okay." And so when I cut it off, pieces of the truck came out, glass came out, paint came out, and then Mike's hair from his legs came out.
That's
and
crazy.
That was hard for me.
That hit.
It hit pretty hard for me. So survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
What's Mike's full name?
I don't want to say his full name.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No worries.
No worries. Your story obviously is, crazy, and we had talked about it a lot too. But there are some good things that you do for yourself now, and that's we definitely want to talk about that too, because on top of the modified by ink and or the tattoo therapy stuff that you've done, and there's a couple of podcasts that we watched about you, and of course your IG page and what you do for people now to help people therapeutically. And we definitely want to get into something like that. And I mean, thank you for like sharing something that's extremely hard to talk about, obviously, right? I mean, there's no way to put it, you know, like as something like can be so sad and like hard to get through in life.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, and losing someone in that way.
Yeah.
You know, that's a hard thing to go through. And much credit to you for
thank you
bouncing up on that way. But
I mean, and then also the fact that I know that you were pregnant at a very young age. Right?
I got pregnant with my daughter at 17. Yeah.
Oh, 17?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then had her when I was 18, and then my son when I was 20 and 21.
Oh, so young mom.
Young mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my wife, young mom. My kids are older too. My kids are 27 and 22. So like, you know, young parents, you know. Yeah. I feel like it's better though in a way. Some things.
I'm so happy I did it at that age.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you even manage to, obviously becoming a young mom, going through all that trauma? Like, how did you even manage to, you know, keep yourself, you know, level-headed and knowing like, okay, I'm gonna be a mom. I got all this other shit that just occurred to me only 3 years ago.
Well, like, being responsible for another life really just kind of, you know, it takes up a lot of the space.
And the only reason I ask is because there's a
yeah.
lot that just won't. They stay stuck on that trauma, and they don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
Even with a new life being, you know, that they're going to bring a new life in.
I think that for me, my dad always told me, and this backfired on me years later, which is what led to drug addiction and me just going crazy. He always just said, there's nothing you can do about it now. Move on.
Yeah. Okay.
And
straight up.
So I always just had that mentality. It haunted me every day. Every day I looked in the mirror, every day, you know. But I would shake it off and, you know, I'm a mom. I need to do this. I need to do that. But then I was so wrapped up in domestic violence with my daughter's first dad that 2 years I spent trying not to, you know, trying to survive because, you know, he spent 2 years trying to kill me. So, and he kidnapped my daughter and he also tried to kill my daughter. So,
wow.
Yeah.
This is still in Red Bluff.
No,
this is when you came back here now.
Down here, yeah.
So you're back here in Simi Valley.
Here. I moved back down here when I was 16. Yeah.
And then now here we go. And then a year later, you have your daughter and an abusive father to your firstborn.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He wasn't abusive in the beginning. It came when I was like 7 or 8 months pregnant. I remember the O.J. Simpson trials had just started. And I was sitting on the couch eating a bowl of cereal and he walks in with his head shaved and he's got white power tattooed on the back of his arm.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, what's this about?
Okay, so he kidnapped your daughter. I cannot, because you said that right now, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I mean, and you said like walking in as a skinhead, so he was just headed down a path. Were you guys, was he the same age as you or a little older than you? Older.
I was 17, he was 24.
Oh, so he was already, you know, doing his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he threw me out of a moving car, 45 miles an hour, used to stuff me in the corner and shoot a gun around my head and ask me if today was the day I was going to die. Some pretty other terrible things that involved other people that he allowed.
Have you ever talked to anybody about that?
I did. I was in therapy for a while, but I quit that because if you can't understand what I was going through, then how the hell are you going to help me?
Yeah. You got to have some experience with it, right?
My show is what became my therapy.
Honestly, I commend you just because, like I said, there aren't too many that probably would have stood standing still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
There's a lot that probably would have gone down of the road of like, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or even taking their own lives, because that's a lot to deal with.
Well, he kidnapped my daughter, threatened to take her out of the state, change her name. I was never going to see her again. His dad got involved. His dad called the police. He said he kind of knew where he was, I guess, like an idea of where he was, and he was up in Kern. So they called up there, found him, they found him. He was there. They rushed in, got my daughter, he went to jail for 9 months.
How old was your daughter?
She was 6 months at the time
she's
when
a
this
baby.
happened. 7, 8. somewhere in there, like 6-7 months. I got her back. He went to jail. They let him out, gave him supervised visitation rights or supervised visits. And then after that,
supervised visits?
Yeah.
Even after all that?
Kidnapping.
Yeah. Yeah. But also before the supervised visits, from the kidnapping, before the kidnapping, he had taken us to the Disneyland Hotel, my brother and his fiance and me and him. He was actually on the run from a stolen kilo of cocaine that he had stole from his drug dealers. And yeah. And so he just made us pack up everything and we bailed like quick from our house, like just left our house. And we ended up at the Disneyland Hotel. And that night he had taken the window out and it has like those fake metal, like iron trees, plastic plants to make it look pretty. And it's in the actual Disneyland Hotel. So it's like the big main hotel, right? Takes the window out, stands in the window in his underwear with my daughter in his arms threatening to jump. They shut down the entire Disneyland Hotel, brought in firefighters.
Oh my.
It was a huge deal. Huge, huge deal.
Was he spun out on drugs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had to be, right?
Yeah.
Meth?
What time?
I don't know. At that time, I was so young. He never did it in front of me, so I never knew. I knew it was coke was what he stole. So if there was anything else, I didn't know what it was. He never did it in front of me, so I didn't know.
Oh. You said you had a drug addiction. What was your drug addiction?
My drug addiction came later after I crashed. Like, I couldn't take anything else anymore. Like, I had just lost
System overload.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
I just buckled. And it was meth.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah. Smoked it too, which made it even worse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
So many people during that time too. During what time ages were you around there?
I was 31.
A little later.
Yeah.
A little later.
Oh, so the drug addiction came later.
Yeah.
Still everything that piled up though.
So everything my dad had me bottle up and said I couldn't deal with it all came and haunted me later on. So that's why I tell people now.
You were deal
with
you're
your
from
demons.
You're
Deal
with
with
that.
them.
You're from
Yeah.
that generation that like you got to suck it up and keep going.
Yeah, it's
We
true.
didn't talk about trauma.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
it was frowned upon back then to talk about
For
trauma.
sure.
Yep.
And now today it's it's the biggest thing ever. And so
I think especially for us,
yeah.
we had to hold back. We had to suck it up.
Yeah.
We weren't. The fuck? What do you mean you're going to like, dude?
Yeah.
Especially if
Better
in
get it
our
together.
culture,
Tough
especially in
love,
our culture,
yeah. It's tough love.
it's just it was tough love, or you just didn't have the time to go and say like, hey, I'm not. Nah, keep it pushing, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to talk a little bit about your show that you brought up, and we also want to talk about. I guess there's a book too that you're involved with right now, right? That we had said earlier too in the intro that may go to the big screen.
Oh, you mean my movie script?
Your movie, yeah.
Movie
So
script.
we do want to talk about that too. I know
we're
that
gonna hope that it goes to the big
Oh,
screen.
we hope it does
We're
go to the
gonna
big
hope that
screen.
it
Okay,
goes
well,
to the
we-
big
better.
screen.
yeah.
We're
I mean,
working
that's an
on it.
intense story, you know.
And mind you, we've only dipped into her story.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all. I'm just saying, like we've only dipped into her story. So all I'm saying is that it needs to go into film. It needs to go into the big screen.
Yeah.
Because
No doubt.
it's a story to actually hear
script?
and see.
Yeah, the script is based on true events of everything that happened to me within Hollywood and kind of like the fight in this girl. It's not so much on my life story. It is my life story, but it's what happened to me in Hollywood. So I became a true Hollywood story. It's all over the internet. Made the New York Post. I lost my first tattoo show, which is called Ink Therapy, to a director who committed a $2 million wire fraud during COVID using my season 1 and season 2 along with other libraries.
Damn.
As collateral, defaulted on the first payment and filed bankruptcy on all the investors.
Wow. So that was one you were
alerted
working
the
on.
feds. I had season 1 and season 2. It was my first show. I am the first person to ever create the very first tattoo trauma show in reality TV. When you Google it, it pulls up my name. So I lost it.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the
IMDb?
stuff right here. I saw the IMDb and some of the cred there.
He ended up in federal prison.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Right now, good one. You know.
Yeah. Not by I had nothing to do with it. I walked away from all of it and I was devastated. I actually was at a point where I just didn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I was contemplating not being here anymore.
You as well. Then.
6 months of really terrible, like just at a point where it's like my whole life has just been trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I've never done anything to anybody, you know, and people are just taking shit away from me. Every time I turn my head, like, what did I do to deserve that? Like, he spent 8 years borrowing money against my life story to live his Hollywood lavish lifestyle. I'm not going to tell you how much he borrowed, but it's in the millions.
Damn. Wow. And you got nothing out of it.
Nothing.
And you knew nothing about it, what he was doing.
None of it. He just kept lying to me, you know, editing this, that, blah, 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 blah. And it was my first show. What did I know? I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Fresh in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Tough business. They're just going to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And
is that what led you down the drug path, like the whole meth, or was it prior to that?
No, that was prior to it.
Prior to it.
Yeah, it was prior to it. It was right after I shot season 1.
Wow.
Oh yeah, season 1. During season 1 to season 2, I shooting season 1 was hard for me.
Where did you guys film at?
Simi
Valley. It was also in Simi.
Yeah.
And you already had your second child at that time, or
both my kids were already teenagers at that point.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so okay.
First filming was 2015. Second filming was 2018. So my kids were born in 2005 and 1999.
Oh wow! So all that, and you still managed to get through.
1995. I'm sorry, 1995 and 2099 or 1999. I don't know why I couldn't get that right. 1995 and 1999, they were both born.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is years later. So
after, but they were around. Like all that, and you were still a mom and still taking care of business and trying to do what you had to do. You know, that's
single.
Where
I was a
go
single mom because I got married and had my son, and I ended up getting divorced. Okay. So
by your choice or because of?
It was on both parts.
Okay.
But he bailed and left me with my kids, and so after the divorce is when I did the drug addiction. Started going down the road of just like crazy. Yeah, it was. Thankfully, it was only like almost a year.
Okay, so just for
and it didn't start off crazy, and it got crazy at the end. But I recovered, so it was good.
We definitely want to talk about the new book that you have that you're featured in, and the Modified by Ink, your follow-up project. It's
a new tattoo show. Yeah,
we're talking with Brandie Philipps. Her story is insane, dude. So far, she has laid out everything that's happened to her and the way that she's bounced back in a lot of this stuff. And I mean, there's things that come about though that are good as well because of your story. The unfortunate stuff had to happen.
Yeah.
And so, we talked a little bit off and on, like about, I mean, why me, that type of stuff, right? But maybe the purpose was, because of you, and unfortunately, so much of it, the traumatizing events, that now you have these new things lined up for you, your new projects. You're involved with a book called 262 Women, which you're featured in.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the book and, give us what it's about.
So Project 262 is 262 women around the world that changed their lives and created something good, entrepreneurs, and took a traumatic life and turned it into something good. And so I was one of the people that was.
So all those women in that book have had a traumatic experience and turned it into something positive and whatever it is that they're doing as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's entrepreneur, women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And your story, as far as you were telling us you created that show, Ink Therapy, like what back then, but now you have another show that you're putting together that's going to be something more about tattoo therapy, like you were saying?
Yes.
That's the Modified by Ink? Or?
That's Modified by Ink, yes.
Oh, so okay.
That is my new creation, Modified by Ink. My co-host is Queen Rock One from Ink Master. He's amazing. Okay. Love him. Him and I, this show we do internal, external scarring, internal meaning memorial tattoos, loss of a child at birth, etc., that type of things.
Oh.
And then we raise money for nonprofits, charities, and foundations based on the trauma of each episode, so we give back.
Where's that shop at?
The shops, the way that I have formulated the show is that each season will highlight 5 shops around the U.S. It's a traveling show.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be based in one spot. And each person that is chosen to be an artist on each season also comes from a hard life. So the connection between the trauma and the tattoo artist is real. You know, they're able to really create a beautiful piece of art based off of, you know, their stories and coming together.
So I did see the trailer. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did see the trailer, and part of it I did see where a woman was getting a tattoo on her stomach.
That's Ink Therapy.
That's Ink Therapy.
Yeah,
okay.
That's my first show. There's no trailers on Modified by Ink right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that one yet.
Yeah.
But I did see on, you mentioned Clean Rock,
Yes.
right? I did see that this doesn't include the touring that you guys are going to do like in Colorado Springs or Virginia, or is that a different thing that he's doing? Or do I have that right? Because you said it's a traveling show, you're Modified by Ink. That would be a different production that you're working on.
No, I don't know. Oh, did you look at the website? Is that what?
Yeah.
His our website.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
No, we've changed a few things. So we're doing California, Illinois, Tennessee, and Florida.
Oh, okay.
in season 1.
Why did you guys choose those cities or those states specifically? Was there just
it was the artist that applied that we chose. So after that, we will move on to 5 new artists in season 2. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It gives everybody around the U.S. and then they want me to do a Europe tour of it as well, Modified by Ink.
Wow.
So I've already started working on that.
So an international film producer. That's going to be your future title now.
Yeah, I think they already have me on the UK Amazon as a UK producer.
Really?
After we went to MIPCon just this last year, my team took the show over there and. They had brought it up that they wanted me to. They loved it, all the distribution, and they mentioned that it would be really cool if I made a Europe tour of the show. So
not bad.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Where can we see? Well, where are they going to air Modified by Ink? Will it be?
You won't know until the way things are now with like streaming. You have to finance it. You have to put it together, edit it, package it, and then you shop it.
Yeah, and see who picks it up.
Distribution, yeah. And
so it could be like a Hulu or Netflix release, and
right.
all seasons bundled up like a binge watch.
Right, but it's like distribution now. Like they have distribution international and domestic. It's these companies that are contracted with multiple platforms. So you could get picked up by this distribution company, but you can launch on multiple platforms depending on what the distribution company does. So it's not just going to be one specific. It could be on Hulu and on Amazon at the same time.
Multiple platforms.
Yeah, it's funny because so when we first started like connecting, I don't know I forgot exactly how the conversation began, but she was talking about like how, getting tattoos is like therapeutic for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to get more tattoos, but I'm like, those damn needles just fucking hurt.
I know this guy gets plasma though, like every couple of weeks. And it's like, come on, man.
I look like a heroin addict.
Yeah, I mean,
but and she's just, she's like over here, like, I get tattooed, and obviously you go to her Instagram.
Yeah,
she's fully tatted.
Yeah.
And I'm over here just trying to figure out like, where do I get my next tattoo?
I'm adding more too. I mean, I'm trying to have the rest of my body just pretty much. Yeah. I want it pretty much fully.
How about on the burns and stuff? Did you cover that up with tattoos as well?
That's what started the tattoo shows.
I was about to follow that. What is it because of that?
We covered up my burn scars and we created the tattoo reality show out of it. Yeah.
That was the one that you were previously got robbed from that other guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name or who he was, but he's serving what he has to serve. And if you want to see any of her stuff, Brandie's stuff is on Angels in Ink, and it's on Instagram. And she's also on, I've also seen Modified by Ink, and both of those are on Instagram. And head on over to give those a follow.
She's also on TikTok, by the way.
And of course, her TikTok.
I know you don't like TikTok.
I know, I don't use a lot of TikTok, but she does have a TikTok, and she did show her some.
And it's also Angels in Ink.
Angels in Ink.
Angels, it's 3 word Angels, and then the word N-I-N, and then I-N-K. So Angels in Ink.
Yes. And if you want to head over to TikTok, look at that too. And she just did a cool post with one of our sponsors, Talk About Good. Shout out Javier. And she showed us
tacos ever.
Yeah.
So good.
And she gave us a quick little tip on how to do some slow-mo right there. And we're like, all right. Pretty cool.
Some tips on how to use TikTok.
Brandie,
she's basically schooling us on how to post more.
Hire me.
Yeah, I know,
should.
right? I know. We thought about it too. Like, yeah,
talk to Renee about this.
Yeah, I know, Renee. Well,
I know. Shout out to Renee.
Yeah.
Thank you for hooking me up with these guys.
Yeah,
yeah, we really appreciate it. Honestly,
that's
one of the best stories I mean, to come out of all that is just it's fucking amazing.
And there's so much more.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure, and that's why they should write, or they should do, get that script together and get a film like that.
I did want to ask, like, how is that going right now?
So my movie script, it's based on true events in my life. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to give it away.
Of course.
It does take place in the streets of Hollywood. It does involve some choices that I made in my life in order to network and figure out what I wanted after I was contemplating suicide. And it wasn't until I was in a coffee shop one morning and I was angry, like just really, really angry. And I had a hoodie on, and on my chest it says, it's tattooed, "Pain resides within these green eyes." But you can't see it with the design. I mean, you can see it, but you have to look really close. And this older man was standing in front of me, and he turned around and he did like this double take, right? And I looked at him with like this nasty look. I was just an asshole, right? Mm-hmm. And I looked at him like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Judging.
And he turns back around and he goes, you have a lot of pain in your eyes. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, if you don't mind me ask, what's the hardest part? What can't you wrap your head around? He saw all of this from the look of my face. I didn't say a word. And I said, well, I don't understand how somebody could take somebody's life story and live off of it and sabotage it. Like, how could you do that to somebody? Like, I don't understand. Along with all 40 something people that were on my season 1 and season 2. You screwed all of us. Like, I don't understand why. I don't understand why he did that. And he looked at me and he said, look, he goes, if you understood why he did that to you, then you're no better off than he is. The fact that you don't understand means you are the good and the gift in this world. You may not have had a hand in the cards that you've been dealt, but you have an obligation to play the fuck out of the ones that you have left.
The fact that you remember exactly what he told you.
I'll never forget.
That's
word
a great
for word.
fucking memory.
No, that's really good though.
And
right?
he used the word fuck. Like, fuck out, and he intensified it. Like, he was angry because he was almost like he was mad at me for being stuck in that situation.
Like, unstuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm going to give you a little quick knowledge right here, a little spin.
So I went home. I picked up my computer. Now, this is everything that my friends and family have been telling me for months, right? And I was living in this depression. I didn't want to live anymore. My daughter, one of my best friends, I just kept telling her, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to be here. And I would drug myself up and drink and I literally spent 6 months in my room, didn't leave. And my daughter was it was traumatizing to her,
Yeah.
And
whereabouts were you living in Hollywood? I'm just curious. Cause
I was in Woodland Hills at this time. Calabasas, Woodland Hills, in my apartment. And it wasn't until I met that guy, and it was everything my friends and family had told me, but we don't listen to our friends and family because we just want them to console us.
Yeah.
We want the support.
Yeah.
So I call him my hidden angel. It took a complete stranger to fucking knock me out of my suicide thoughts and to relight the fire within me. And I went home and I wrote reality show number 2.
This one right here that's going to be coming
Modified
out?
by Ink.
Modified by Ink.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a process, though. I mean, that all these events, I mean, obviously we didn't cover it all, but, that to lay it all out like that and then to finally have something that, that outlet that gives you, that is your therapy to write something out that write out a new show, that potentially could help somebody that watches it or hears your story or hears somebody's story within that, production that's coming out soon, Modified by Ink.
I've said this before with other guests, is like, God is truly working in your favor.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. On this, I mean, there are scenarios where you got to question it though. I'd be like, I mean, come on though. The girl, damn near died of double explosion, blowing up in a car. And then, the domestic abuse stuff, like, there's all that, you know what I mean?
There's so much more. I'm not even telling you.
We can question.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, this year has been tough for me as well with people in my life, and
I'm sure
you're preaching to the choir. Trust me.
I just sit back and I keep my mouth shut, and the truth always it always comes out. And
That's right.
I ain't gonna waste my time trying to prove who I am to anybody else anymore. You want to steal my magazine? Steal my magazine. You want to steal my idea? Take it. Whatever. If you really feel like you need to take something that wasn't yours, by all means, have it.
Right.
You want to try and sabotage me? By all means, go for it.
You're in a better place now.
Yeah, it's not going to stop me anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
I've been through enough in my life. And if you feel that insecure, that jealous that you have to come after what I've created, it's kind of a compliment in the end.
Oh, it is a compliment.
It's
a what do they say? It's a form of flattery, right? That's what it truly is. Like when you take someone's idea and you're like, I'm going to make it my own, and but I added this. It was like, well, yeah, but you didn't come up with the original concept, and you also didn't go through all the traumatizing experiences that I had to go through to have this creative moment to do that.
But I had a life coach this year. I took a few months with a life coach, and she really took my train of thought on things and redesigned it for me. And she never gave me therapy. She never did anything. She just helped me see things from a different view and to be more appreciative of what my brain and my mind creates, and that everything I've created is amazing. And if that person really felt like they needed to take it, it's okay, because I know that I can come up with something even better.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and you're already doing.
I already did.
Damn, I need a life coach.
So
honestly, I need a life coach.
Well, so now we got this. You want to go to jail to try and become successful, and now you need a life coach. Oh man, we're adding him up on your list, bro. Right, adding this dude.
I mean, this life coach. It was a very hard situation because it did bring back childhood trauma. Things with my mom and how I felt and how it, certain things lacked with my kids because of my behavior, my relationships. I just recently abandoned a relationship again. It really helped me. It really did. And I can see things. I like that I see things differently. I like who I am today.
You got to have your peace, and I think that's what you're doing, and that's okay. Yeah. You need to do that. That's super important. I mean, personally, that's how I look at things all the time. Yeah. If a person can't find their peace, then you're just gonna fuck up everybody else around you. Yeah. I mean, I really do feel that way. Like, it's the best way to do it is try and help that person find that peace and not be the problem. Try and be the solution. It is hard. It is very hard because we're only human, but it's a good way to try and keep yourself mentally right, considering what
the best part too about it is that everything that happened to me this year, and even in the past, I have forgiven every single one of them. Mm-hmm. I've forgiven.
That's good.
I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm just. It's not worth another second of my energy taken away from everything that I have.
Boom.
One thing him and I, we kind of talk, and I've always said the same thing. It's like, what is the point of holding all this resentment, all these grudges and begrudging people? It's just like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense because you're always going to be hateful. Yeah. You're not going to be happy.
And why carry that energy?
You have this resentment towards whoever it may be.
You exiled You exiled yourself off my table, and now I've exited you out of my mind. Yeah. I will not spend another second of my time thinking about you.
Good stuff.
You are done. Like, you did what you did. You come back, you apologize, I'll accept it, but you will never sit at my table ever again.
Yeah.
I will never look at you the same. I will never conversate with you the same. I won't be rude to you. I won't be mean to you, but I will not waste another second of my life on you.
You have the boundaries the boundaries are there now.
Yeah.
I like that.
This is a self-love. I've wasted so much time letting people waste my time. Time is one of the most precious gifts in this world that we can't get back.
That's right.
Who are you to waste my goddamn time?
Exactly.
And on your own issues and create lies and steal things. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah. Good for you.
I have better things to do.
Yeah, you are doing better things right now. And that's why I don't want to talk to you, because not Oh yeah, the applause.
At least it's not a siren where I think I'm gonna get arrested.
I know. See that?
She's
You were like, wait, what
what
the hell was that? I saw one, and she was in that other podcast. I won't mention the name, but she was like, she's talking about something serious, and all of a sudden there's a siren that, and it's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, Andy Q, our production director, looking out for us right there. Well, no, that
totally panicked.
Did
we don't
the
drop
applause.
weird.
To the point that I was like,
Yeah, we don't drop weird sounders anymore.
PTSD.
But we used to do it all the time in other podcasts, and we were just jackasses.
Totally caught me off guard. I was
no, that
what's happening right now?
That's crazy. Well, Brandie, I mean, your story has. I'm hoping that when somebody does hear your story and realize that they can come out of it as strong and as successful as as you right now, we're hoping that drives somebody else to say, "Wow, like I just heard her story, and I too have a similar story, but." I know I can get through it. I just saw somebody that is doing it. That you might get a follower that may reach out to you. I'm sure they already have and said, hey, thanks for telling your story wherever it was. Yeah. I needed that. Because we hear a lot of that on other guests that we've had.
I'm going to be honest with you. I needed to hear that. I did, honestly, because I've been going through it. Yeah. So for me to hear this, it's like, okay.
Well, thank you.
Keep it pushing, man.
Yeah, and it's inspiring, and especially with all the setbacks that were brought in to, today that you've told us about, that you talked to us about, and it sucks that you had to go through it, but I hope that this new venture that you have going right now is wildly successful. Yeah, and it is the new foundation and the staple of what you're moving forward with, and letting go of all that negative shit that people have already done to you. The fraud guy and the guy that bankruptcy guy that for your other show.
Yeah, there's a lot. All those people. I mean, I wish them all the best. I really do. Yeah. So,
is there anything that you want to like push out that other than the book, and then you got the Modified by Ink, and then there's anything like that you want to push out for yourself?
I mean, I do. I have a clothing line that's going to be launching in 2026. It's a t-shirt clothing line. It's called Art by Adolescence.
Oh, okay.
Because I was abandoned at a young age, all I ever wanted to be was a criminal defense attorney.
Oh, wow. That might have been a good one.
Crazy. I wanted to fight for people that were wrongfully convicted, and I didn't get that. I wasn't able to. I didn't have anybody to push me. I was abandoned. So Art by Adolescence focuses on the kids in the juvenile detention centers. It gives them the back of a shirt to display their artwork on. A certain percentage goes back into my nonprofit.
That is dope.
And
love it.
We provide tattoo scholarships, tattoo apprenticeships, all different types of schools, funding, helping, whatever we can do, as well as putting workshops together for all the juvenile centers. We're starting in California and then eventually, hopefully, branching out worldwide.
And so, are you two an artist as far as ink-wise?
I am an artist, not a tattoo artist.
Got it.
But yes.
Okay.
I don't really have time to pick up much of that anymore.
And hopefully we can get some of that merch when it starts.
Yeah, like send us a sample. We would love to, we'll display it out.
Nothing's happened yet. So how this works is that the kids design the shirts. So, yeah. So it's in process. Everything's moving forward.
That's pretty
trademark.
Cool.
Yeah. So
that is awesome. I hope that works out for you guys.
And if we can volunteer in any way, we're down.
Absolutely. I mean, come back on here.
I'm not a great artist.
Yeah. We'll bring Javier out. He'll love it.
Yeah. He'll bring tacos.
Javi will bring tacos out, right?
Tacos.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, we can bring the podcast to the juvenile centers.
Yeah, there we go. And Annie Q would be coming because Annie works with a lot of the community stuff here locally and with a lot of kids as well. So in fact, he does a program here for this studio that incorporates kids on teaching them how to film and record.
Exactly.
Right
all in art. It's all in art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So
I would love to tap in on that. So
yeah. So let us know. I mean, we're all open to it, and we always do appreciate people coming in and tell us their story because it's fascinating to hear the resiliency. I mean, the story is intense, but to see the bounce back and the comeback, the outcome is we're all about the comeback peeps. You know what I mean? Because we want that bounce back. We want
this is what it's all about. This is what our podcast is all about.
Yeah.
The resiliency and the bounce back, like you said.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this movie script. It's my first script that I've ever written, and it's just so far it's a Hollywood redemption story.
Yeah.
So it's dope.
How is it when you go in there and do pitches and stuff? Have you?
I have never pitched a movie script yet. No, I have a TV show, but not a movie script. So
because initially you were supposed to write a book.
It was gonna be a book, and then Burnt Beautiful. Yeah. I still may end up writing my book, but right now
I think you should.
The movie script is
do both.
Top. I've got my hands in a lot of cookie jars.
Yeah, that's right. Pulling all kinds of treats.
Yeah.
I
have a couple other TV shows I'm working on right now. We're putting together actually one that's pretty dope. It's like a music one that will be done in Georgia. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, you're always welcome to come in and talk with us through here.
Yeah, that would be
hang
awesome.
Out and
update
us. Let us know how you're doing.
You want those
out
free
there.
tacos?
Oh, you know it.
I mean,
I wish you knew
whatever
that.
works.
Before we started recording, we did a promo and shout out Javier, of course. Talk about good.
He gave us some specialty
tacos,
but thanks
for
to
Brandie. So we were like,
not us.
okay. And you're right. Yeah, we do want the free tacos.
Yeah, there you go.
Brandie, that was intense, and again, thanks for that. That's
Great.
a lot
Thank
to
you
share.
guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Now,
we're very appreciative of you, honestly.
Thank you.
We always share an inspirational quote at the end of our interviews. We've done a lot more, and Rojo took the reins this time, and
you want me to read it out?
Yeah, I want you to read that one out, man.
So I decided to take this one because I did see a clip of yours where you talked about like you can't stand people who stay trapped in their victimhood. And
a victim's mentality.
Yeah, the victim's mentality, and that just resonated with me a lot because what you were saying, I'm like, yep, she's 100% correct. So I took this one saying, today is a new day. Don't let your history interfere with your destiny. Let today be the day you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start taking action towards the life you want. You have the power and the time to shape your life. Break free from the poisonous victim mentality and embrace the truth of your greatness. Steve Maraboli.
Shout out, Steve. That's good stuff, man. That's good.
And I'll leave everyone with appreciate time. Really appreciate time. Because it's, like I said, you don't get it back. That is the one thing in this world we don't get back.
And I will say this, that we are selfish in that. And
and don't take it for granted either.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to admit, like I tend not to appreciate time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're just running fast and not appreciating that for sure. Because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
You can check out Brandie's stuff on Angels in Ink on Instagram and also on TikTok. And give a follow on the Modified by Ink is also on Instagram. And that would be the show that's coming out. And there is a message on there. And if you do have some sort of story that, that is for a tattoo lifestyle that you may have, you could always submit your story to Brandie and her team so that they can check it out and maybe be on the show. But head on over to the Instagram at Modify by Ink. Give it a follow, send a message, tell them your story. You never know. They may pick you up and you may get some new ink about your story.
And she's also on TikTok.
Oh, that's right. TikTok. I know I got TikTok. I got the TikTok. I'm just kidding. No, thanks so much again, guys. Shout out to our production director, man, Andy Q in the house as always.
Shout
and of course, big shout out to our sponsors. We really appreciate you guys giving us some love on the show. And big shout out to you guys for watching the show and watching premieres on YouTube at Tapped In Media. We totally appreciate it. Please take care of yourselves out there. And if you guys have anything that you want to send to us, you know where to reach us at tappedin_media. Thanks, everybody.